I'm a first generation Liberian American. I came to America back in the 90s. Just after the Civil War, my family was displaced. I lost a lot of family members because of it, right? And so my first stop was New York, and then we went to Charlotte, Indianapolis, and then the last place we stopped off at was Minnesota. My mom was a nurse and my dad was a taxi cab driver, and they were just out here trying to make ends meet. So I kid you not, one day my dad was like, yeah, you've been playing too many video games, you're gonna learn the piano. and that was pretty much it, right? Like, there's too much video games. Playing the cello and playing the piano really brought me a lot of joy, although, you know, as a child I was like forced into it, but now in hindsight I'm like, oh, that was actually cool. And it did kind of like prep me a little bit to have the ear to make music. Being a first generation American, it's not that I'm able to go back to Liberia. I never had a chance to go back to Liberia, so a lot of my culture that I absorbed was American. I had a difficult time growing up and trying to figure out who I was. I've always felt I lived in three different worlds, right? I'm African, first generation, I'm immigrant, and then I'm black in America. And so it was really me trying to figure out, who am I? You know what I mean? Am I this West African kid, but I've never been to Liberia? Or am I this, you know, black kid, but like, you know, I don't have the same traditions per se as typical black folks. And through community, through friends, I was able to explore that and figure that out. And that's what really created and sparked a lot of my music. You know, my earlier music was just like, it was, you know, it was party music because it was cool. But then I moved on to like, I want to create something of substance. I want to create something that people look at and they're like, you know what, this kid's onto something. He's thinking about things introspectively. And is really the precursor to Tarli. So I've been rapping since about 2005, and I've had different reiterations of me. I've been in like 3 different groups, and then I went solo as LIB and then turned into Tarli, right? And that was a pivot. And I just remember my my mom telling me that, you know, we didn't move here, you know, escape the war and all that stuff, for you to become a gangster rapper. And I remember that was, and I've never made gangster music, so it was just a very funny thing to say. You know, they saw BET, MTV, and they're just like, yeah, you doing something like that. They weren't even looking. That was a challenge I had to overcome because I didn't have the support of my family, right? So when I was making music, it was really off the strength of the community that I had, my homies, and really because I wanted to do something, like I felt it in me to do that. The reason why I am so adamant about music is because it got me out of some of the darkest times in my life as a child. I use music to get through a very difficult time as a young adult, not knowing my way, not having any type of guidance to figure it out, and things have been going well. I want you to have fun. I want you to enjoy yourself. I want people to listen to it and be like, wow, I relate to that, or I'm having a good time, or I'm vibing out. I want people to hopefully find a little bit of themselves within the tracks that I make. Just creating music to connect, right? I remember going through a pretty bad breakup, actually, right when I bought this house, right? And that was a 5-year relationship that really did a number on my psyche because it took away my confidence. I stopped doing music for a while because I was like, listen, I love this thing so much. Think of this as a car, right? You're supposed to have 4 tires that are fully inflated, right? All my tires are busted, I'm still trying to go, right? And that's how I felt during that time. So I'm like, listen, let's put the car in the shop, right? Let's put it in the shop. Let's figure out, let's diagnose it. So that's what therapy did. Once the therapy happened, once I started doing the work, right? Putting down music and doing the work, I'm like, okay, I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling like I'm gaining and reclaiming the things that I thought I lost. I just don't think that I've completed what I've needed to complete. Like, there's just something in me that says, like, there's more that you can do. I'm a hip hop artist based in St. Paul. sometimes at your lowest, you got two paths, right? You can double down and do something crazy, or you can say, you know what, this is a point where you rebuild. I feel like in those difficult times, you A, figure out who you are, B, galvanize yourself on your resolve, and do it in a way that's life-giving to other people. And I think that's like I said, that's been my journey, man, and I love it.